Welcome to another episode of Geekamania. We are your hosts, Mark Sylvester and
I'm Ben Upton.
And we thought we'd maybe jazz up a bit today. We're going to do it via the camera. So, hey guys!
Coming at you in glorious 2D.
Yes, glorious 2D.
So, first topic on the list, as usual, there's going to be wrestling.
Yep, good old wrestling. Wrestling. I'll try to do my Ted Turner, so...
Okay, cool. So, wrestling, Raw. And again, actually another good Raw. It's really weird, it's disconcerting. They're putting on good shows consistently.
Yeah, no, maybe it's kind of like putting you to false illusion that it's going to be really good, and suddenly when it turns 3 hours it can go downhill and become shit again.
Hopefully that isn't the case. I really, really hope that isn't the case. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm just surprised. It's really weird. I mean, yeah, again, it's been another good AJ episode. They're really, really pushing AJ for some reason. And I don't know why, but she's fun to watch and she's popular, so I really don't mind.
I believe she is quite cool, and
yeah.
The whole adding aspect to it with the Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, it might add a bit more dynamic to the match.
Yeah, although one thing I did take note of is they had another one of their famous Twitter polls.
Oh, yeah.
And this one was hilariously dumb.
Really?
I mean, okay, so the poll basically was, what role do you want AJ to take in the match against CM Punk and Bryan for the title? And the options were, like, special guest timekeeper, special guest ring announcer,
okay,
and, like, special guest referee.
Ah, okay.
And it's just like... duh, that wasn't a poll. Who in their right mind goes, you know what I really want to see AJ do? I want to see her keep time in a match that doesn't have a time limit, because we haven't had time limits in the WWE for about 10 years? Maybe 20?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, that wasn't a poll. That was just, AJ is special guest referee for this match.
Yeah.
And we vaguely want people to stupidly talk about us on Twitter. Oh, Twitter.
WWE and Twitter, they do love that Twitter.
Yes, they despise it. I really don't like Twitter. I mean, I would have probably joined Twitter earlier, but because the WWE is just constantly ramming Twitter down my throat, it's actually turned me off the whole concept. It really has.
I'm the same as well. At least it's not happened to Facebook, so that's nice. At least Facebook has kind of not gone all WWE-ish.
Yeah.
All like WWE on Facebook and all this bollocks. And
yeah.
Like our Facebook page.
Next TNA trying to broker a deal with Facebook, he's like us on Facebook and add all our superstars on Friends. As friends, brain friend, huh? I'm talking stupid again.
That's alright.
But yeah, other than that we had some decent promos from all the guys in the title picture.
That's
so,
cool.
well, I say decent promos from all the people in the promo
Except for
picture.
Cena, probably.
No, they were all pretty decent, except for Show and Kane, who basically just showed up and, "Grr, we're big, we're angry, we're gonna punch you." I don't know why I whispered that. But yeah.
The weapon of mass destruction, eh?
If you say so. Which is just a closed fist. When did they unban the closed fist? Because isn't a closed fist a legal move in wrestling?
It is, but it's WWE, you know, they can, if it works for them, they can change whatever they want, basically.
Yeah, it seems a bit weird. But yeah, I mean, all of the promos were good. All of them, especially Jericho, but that goes without saying. Jericho doing a good promo. What next? Brodus Clay coming out and dancing? Ooh. But yeah, no, it's...
Sorry, dancing is just him doing these weird sort of moves, isn't it?
It's, I guess dancing is called saying things a bit too kindly. Just gonna say harsher? Just... It's like Brodus Clay coming out and flabbing around like a useless walrus. Is that more appropriate? Okay.
Yeah, but I do like Brodus Clay, but
the guys actually can wrestle. That's the disheartening thing about his whole gimmick, is that if he didn't have this whole, oh, I'm a dinosaur and I do dancing.
moves, I'm a Funkasaurus.
Yeah, if he didn't have that gimmick, he'd be a lot more interesting to watch.
Yeah.
But hey. WWE is done.
Yes.
A lot of the time. And that doesn't surprise anyone. So, next on my list, we have SpiderMan.
SpiderMan. And for this one, we're going to have a lot of spoilers. So
just imagine a big old spoilers thing, like right about here.
Yeah.
Just saying there, don't watch this if you want to
know about Spider-Man. If
Yeah.
you don't want to miss out or you ruin Spider-Man for you.
So, in 3, 2, 1, SpiderMan.
Fantastic film. Loved the film. I honestly thought it was a better Spider-Man overall than Tobey Maguire. I love the fact as well with the whole new Spider-Man, it's a lot more akin to the comic books where he's a lot more with the one-liners, a lot more sarky, a lot more funnier, and also they actually brought in Gwen Stacy, which a lot of people know as Spider-Man's first love.
See, I think I have a bit of a different opinion from when you last saw me.
Really?
Because the more I think about this film, the more I seem to dislike it.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is good. I mean, he's very good at Spider-Man. Really good at Spider-Man. The acting throughout, pretty damn good.
Yeah, really good.
But there is a lot of inconsistency in that film. Huge amounts. And things just seem to happen for no reason.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like, so you've got a big example. It's just like, oh, Gwen works at Oscorp. Why is Gwen working at Oscorp? She's the same age as Parker. She'd just be an intern. Why is she leading a tour group around like she knows the whole place? Oh, and she just happens to be Connor's assistant. Wait, why? That seems a bit convenient, doesn't it? Really? Oh, and Connors is working for Osborn, but we won't talk about Osborn forever. We'll just vaguely we'll just vaguely mention him as being a big bad. And then just like the Lizard's plan isn't very consistent. I mean, it's just like, oh, I want to turn everyone into lizards. Why? Because everyone will be stronger. Really? But weren't you just talking about how that's bad a couple of seconds ago? How you were trying to stop the veterans, and now you're chemically bombing everyone and being a huge monster terrorist? Why? And just like, he finds out he's Peter Parker from like a little note scrawled on the back of his camera. It's just like, everything seems tied together really weakly. And it's a bit too long. That film is too long.
I thought it was a good amount limit.
No. I am a firm believer in 1.5 hour films.
Really?
That's all you need for a lot of films, and I think it would have benefited from just being a lot tighter, a lot shorter, just get the point across. And that crane scene, the more I think about that crane scene, the more I think, wait, so the guy he saved is actually coming back, and now he has to set cranes up to...
Yeah.
No, it seems just shoehorned in though, because surely Spider-Man could have just gone, oh okay, I've been shot, okay, now I'm healed up and now I can just run full pelt and just swing from building to building. There's no need for the cranes to be there. None at all. It's just shoehorned in to try and give you a bit of an emotional wallop and just like, yeah, New York City is together with Spider-Man.
Because Spider-Man and New York City go hand in hand.
Yeah, but a good example of how to do that is like in Spider-Man 2, the train scene?
Yeah, when he takes his mask off, everyone finds out he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, and everyone like, walks him out of the train with him and is just like, thank you for saving the Spider-Man, you're actually a hero. That is how you do that scene. And it's just, it's frustrating, because that film could have been so much better. And the reason it could have been so much better?
Why?
Well, okay, you know about Sony owning the film rights to Spider-Man, right? And not Marvel? This film was made purely to keep those rights in Sony's hand.
Yeah, of course.
And as a result, this film was made by people who just want to produce another Spider-Man film. They don't care about whether it's a good Spider-Man film. They don't care whether it makes a lot of money. All of the actors are cheap. The director's new and obedient to what they want.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, the guy who plays Spider-Man has been a fan of Spider-Man since he was a kid. Emma Stone is a fantastic actress.
As I said, the acting's really good, but the directing is shoddy, and the script is shoddy. It really
but at the
is.
same time, though, the guy who directed it, his only other film was 500 Days of Summer, which was a massive indie film.
I mean, it's still enjoyable. But as I said, the more I try to think about it and dissect it, the worse this film seems to get. So if you are going to see this film, guys, don't think about it too much like I have.
At the time, he loved it. At the time, he said that film was amazing.
When I walked out of that film, I said 3.5 stars. Now I look at it, it's 2.5. I still place it above Spider-Man 3. It's nowhere near as bad as Spider-Man 3.
I actually thought it was better than Spider-Man 1 as well.
It's not as nowhere near as good as Spider-Man.
And I do think overall the cast was better than the Tobey Maguire films. Honestly, You had Martin Sheen, one of the greatest actors of all
Martin
time.
Sheen was brilliant.
He was amazing in that film.
As I said, I have no problem with the actors in it because the acting overall was very good.
I think that film would have been a lot more better if the script and the directing was a lot more better, but it's still, honestly, I think it's a really good film.
It's a good summer blockbuster popcorn film, and really that's what you want from a Spider-Man film.
Yeah, of course.
It's not what I want from a Spider-Man film because I'm a comic book geek, but it's what most people want from a Spider-Man film. So yeah, overall, not a bad film.
Not a bad film. Good film. Honestly, if you want to see, if you're a massive fan of Spider-Man, then go and see it. But if you're not really interested in Spider-Man, then probably you should see it because it's a blockbuster film. It's Spider-Man, but if you're not interested, then probably not see it.
It's a fun popcorn film.
Yeah, of course.
That's just ringing and endearing.
And the special effects really good in it as well. Like the bit when he's like with the web singing, I thought was really cool. And the bit right at the end when he goes through the two, with like web singing is like a cannon, but like the cannon, but you know. Winter Olympics, that sort of thing.
When I saw that, I was calling bullshit a bit. I was like, really, that just seems dumb.
Because if you notice earlier in the film, he was looking at the right credit, it had all the stuff to do with that, and the
that bit seems the bit where he catapults himself. That's fine. The bit where he catapults himself along a metal grid and just comes out like nothing. No, that's gonna hurt like a mother. Really, you're gonna get major bruising from that. Maybe your spine's gonna be damaged. I call bullshit on that. That was dumb.
But it's a comic movie, so you know they have to kind of take away.
Although I'm getting into physics of a Spider-Man film, which is dumb. Yes. And they even pointed that out in mid-film. There's a little scene where two nerds are just like going like, it's like, no, the physics of this are all wrong. This is stupid. The pendulum effect doesn't work like that. And it's like, yeah. So I have just proven myself stupid, and the film has just called me stupid. So that's 2 stars now for making fun of it.
4 stars and 5. I actually, talking as well, what do you think of the suit?
Honestly, I don't mind it. I've seen a lot of people complaining about it, and it's just like, personally, I'm like, I don't think it's that dumb. It's a bit, it could have been a bit clearer, and it could have been a bit more, like, the colours could have popped a bit better. But other than that, it didn't bug me. I don't see what everyone else
I'm the same as you. I, first of all, was a bit like, this suit's horrible. After a while, I started to get growing it, but the only thing I didn't really like about it is the feet. Like, it's not all red, it has the weird sort of train over the buttons, but after a while, I was starting to like it now, and I actually kind of like that kind of variation of the suit. That's why I'm hoping one they could do for the symbiote suit, if they're going to make it like the proper symbiote suit, they're going to do like Spider-Man 3, where if make it all black.
If the symbiote suit, I mean, that would make sense for the trainers to go, really.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, the symbiote suit is just...
it's
organic, yeah.
Yeah, it's an organism, so...
Yeah, I mean, originally the feet didn't bug me, but they do actually hurt me a little bit now. Because like, when I saw them in the film, I was just like, it doesn't look quite right.
No,
I can understand them going for, like, the semi-realistic thing, but it's just like, wait, so he has a plastic vacuum moulder for his Spider-Man suit, but he can't afford to make half-decent shoes? Okay, no, that's fine.
The only thing I never got with the suit, just in general, is how does he breathe? I was looking at the pictures recently, and he has a mask on. Like, how does he breathe through his mouth? Is his suit all
fabric?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just bullet wrapping that.
I just realised how stupid that sounded. That did. Have comments saying it's all breathable suit. Mark, you're a silly old. Sausage.
But no, that did bug me because there's one scene where he gets flushed down the sewer, basically. And the spider goes down the drain. Oh, that's clever. But yeah, I mean, it's just like when he like comes out of the water and just like starts gasping for air. First instinct, I would think, is take the mask off. That's not going to be helping you. But hey, that just little things like that about the film, just like.
But even in like a Batman thing, he would keep his mask on. It's because they don't want
but that's
identity.
That's Batman. But this is Spider-Man in an isolated sewer where he knows no one else is going to be bloody down the sewer, and he's desperately gasping for air after almost drowning. It's just,
you never know.
It's the little things in that film that irks me.
Ah, okay.
Maybe.
But overall, you liked it, but the little things kind of pissed you off.
As I said, the more I look at that film, the worse it seems to get.
Fair enough.
But yeah. So, I've brought it down a bit there, haven't I? That's a bit shame. And the lighting is accommodated as well to accommodate
with your even as a Spider-Man.
Thank you, Cloud. Right, so next on the list is one of our usually slightly irregular top 10s.
Indeed.
So, do you want to start off, or shall I?
Yeah. I'll start. That's all right.
All right.
My
go
first
for it.
game, this is in no particular order, is Street Fighter 2. And now Street Fighter 2, this is World Warriors, the original one. We play as the 8 characters, and just how I said on the Street Fighter Legacy episode, it's just the first Street Fighter game I ever played, and I just love the game. And even to this day, I can still play Street Fighter. Like after we film, me and Ben here always play each other like Street Fighter games, and we always see who can win. At the moment, it's probably what score is it?
You're still better than me.
But it's beat me a few times. Marvel's Capcom 2, he beats me regularly on that.
Yeah, I can beat you in Marvel, but that's mainly just because you're not quite as familiar with it.
I used to play Marvel all the time. I had Marvel's Capcom 2 on the PlayStation 2 and I had one. And I used to play that game all the time, but I'm the same as well. No, I haven't played it for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's a fantastic game.
Street Fighter's just a fun game to play with friends.
It's one of those games you have to play with friends. If you play people online, you'll probably be obliterated, but that's why I prefer playing with friends. At least you know you're more on a natural, more sort of, what's the word I'm thinking of, level? Like you're both at the same sort of level.
Skill level, that kind of thing.
Yeah, skill level, yeah, you're kind of on the same sort of skill level and it's more fun because then if you just getting obliterated and just losing constantly, it's a bit like, what's the point of playing anymore, so that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Good game.
So I had the dilemma with mine is what Pokemon game do I put on this list? Because
Very good Pokemon game.
I love Pokemon. I adore Pokemon. I mean, it's I'm right in that like point of the generation where Pokemon was the big thing when I was growing up. But for me, it's probably Leaf Green, mainly because it took everything I liked from Red and Blue, the setting, the characters, the Pokemon, the place, and then upgraded it with all of the much better game mechanics, some of the old other Pokemon from the newer generations are put in there, and just improved the whole package and made it a lot more fun. When I go back to play Pokemon now, Leaf Green is always the game I go back to.
That's cool.
It's always the game that I just go.
Do you know why it was called? Do you know why it's called Leaf Green?
Because in Japan they originally were red and green.
They were indeed.
Instead
And then
of
blue
blue.
was a very special thing that only people could win it, basically. Oh, that's cool. I knew that. I was just asking you just to see if you knew. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So your next one?
My next one is probably WWF No Mercy, which was on the N64, made by THQ, and is probably the best wrestling game ever.
Damn fun wrestling game.
Too bad with the WWF name and the new wrestlers, they can't really add it onto Virtual Console or anything, but it is a really good game. The gameplay's solid, the wrestlers for its time, they had some fantastic wrestlers like The Rock was in it, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin and other people, and just the fact that how it felt really arcadey as well. It wasn't like how in the new games where it feels kind of simulated. In this one it's very arcadey, the moves are like really fast, and it's basically the continuation from WCW, the NWO World Tour, WCW NWO Revenge, and WWF WrestleMania. And then, yeah, fantastic game.
I mean, the thing that always struck me about No Mercy in particular was that was like the first time that I really looked at like character creation and stuff in a game.
Oh,
and
the
just,
character creation was awesome.
The creation suite in that game was beautiful. I remember making like giant robot characters and ninja characters and samurai characters, and just seeing like a ninja do a German suplex on Triple H.
I used to make people like Goku and stuff like that in that game when I was a kid. It was so cool. And I used to make Ninja Turtles as well. I made Hulk Hogan. Gave him, because in the game you can like, Pat Patterson and Joe Briscoe had the Hulk Hogan theme, so I made Hulk Hogan and then added that theme because, you know, it was just such a good game. And yeah, and it basically helped pave way for SmackDown games, and how now, you know, basically without that game, SmackDown probably wouldn't be around.
No, not really, no.
Yeah.
So my next, again, another dilemma. Which Ratchet and Clank game do I choose? I mean, I am a huge fan of Insomniac, as I've said before on this podcast. But boiling it down to which one I prefer as a game, very difficult. I mean, like, when we did our top 10 soundtracks, it was Ratchet and Clank 1.
Yeah.
Just because the soundtrack's the most iconic. But for this one, for the gameplay, Ratchet and Clank 3. No doubt. Because it took all of the core principles from Ratchet and Clank 1 and then added the extra features from Ratchet and Clank 2, like the gun upgrading system, and just blew it all out of proportion.
Was Ratchet and Clank 3 on the PS3 or the PS2?
PS2.
Okay.
Last one on the PS2.
Was that Arsenal? Or was that first one?
I think it was Up Your Arsenal, was it? Locked and Loaded was the second one. I can't remember if that was the same American title. But in the UK, it was just called Ratchet and Clank 3.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, the story of Ratchet and Clank 3 is one of the things that really I keep coming back to. So it's a really tight story, really funny. Captain Quark in it is brilliant as always.
That's cool.
And yeah, I mean, it's a very fun game. It's a really, really good game. Like, one of the formative games of my childhood, really.
That's cool, man. Talking of that, my next game is what Ben was saying earlier about what his peak thing with Pokemon. Mine is Ninja Turtles. That was my childhood, and still is one of my all-time favourite TV shows.
Well, you have a few DVDs,
I
as you
do.
can see.
The first movie and the original series, so good. Basically, it's the original NES game. I know a lot of people don't like the game and think it's rubbish and shit, especially with the Angry Video Game nerd.
Yep, that video kind of tainted a lot of people's views on it, including mine.
But honestly, I think it's one of my favourite games. It's the first Ninja Turtles game I played. Yes, the down level is a pain in the arse, and I hate that level with a passion, but the game was really good. It's the only Ninja Turtles game where you can play all four Turtles at the same time. You can just press start and choose between the four. And also, it's another good game where you fight loads of cool characters. It has a lot of people from the game. You have the Technodrome, you have Shredder, Bebop and Rocksteady, and just the fact how actually when you actually play the game inside the levels, it's actually quite good. It's actually quite a fun game, and everyone uses Donatello, which is true because he's the best turtle in that whole game. He is really good in that game. He takes off like a square of health. Everyone else takes maybe half at the most. He takes a square.
So the guy with the stick is doing the most damage compared to the guys with swords.
And basically, it's one of those games. It's basically one of those games. If you lose Donatello, you're fucked. Basically. But it is a good game, but also another cool thing about the game is if you do lose a turtle, you can go to a later level and save them, so you can like free them, and they're like, basically what's really funny is you fight in this massive room, and then at the end, your turtle is basically your turtle brother is like hung up on the wall, all tied up, and you just like jump at him, save him, it's basically press start, he's there. Like, why don't you just save Michelangelo? Or
Fair enough.
Raphael, whoever.
Everyone always saves Michelangelo, he's also one that gets in trouble.
Yes.
Because he's useless.
He isn't useless,
He is
cool.
useless. He's very useless. Okay, so my next one, the game that made me buy a GameCube, Smash Bros. Melee. And again, I know you'll probably hate me for this, but that's probably the first fighting game I ever probably played.
Really?
Yeah, really. It's just like, as
Jesus.
I said, I got into gaming late, and just like when I saw Smash Bros. Melee, it's just like, wait, is that Mario and Fox and Samus, and they're all hitting each other and shooting laser pistols? Amazing. And the thing that always turned me off of fighting games back when I was younger, because I dabbled with Tekken and Soul Calibur, but...
Okay, so you have played games before that?
I think I had played them, yeah, but it's like that is the first one that I really like properly played. It's just like I'd like played like Tekken around the friend's house and just gone...
Oh, I guess it's kind of one of those
Just mashed
games
and-
where the moves you do are quite easy, and also
That's what got me in.
it's...
It's just that, I mean, to do a fireball with Mario, it's B.
Yeah.
That's all you do. Now didn't have to cut quarter circle forward or double quarter circle forward, press 3 punches and have the timing exactly right. It's just B. Or hold B and up to do his well, it's basically a Shoryuken.
Yeah.
Mario's a Shoto.
He is basically, his fireball is basically a Hadouken.
He has a fireball, an uppercut, and a spinning move.
Shoto, yeah. It's too bad, you should like do it. We should like maybe play the game and add in just what's a broken with as a spinning hurricane kick.
I'm sure if you look it up on YouTube, someone will have already done that.
Probably.
I guarantee you. If not, I'm disappointing you, Internet.
Indeed.
Get on that. But yeah, I mean, I just love Smash Bros. And have ever since. And as soon as they even like vaguely mentioned that there'd be a Smash Bros. Game on 3DS, I bought a 3DS, and I will be buying a Wii U for that reason.
That's cool, man, because it's being made by Namco Bandai, the new one.
Yes.
With Sakurai.
Hopefully they won't taint it.
I'm
with
sure they won't.
With all their Tekken combos and
They
juggling
might
and
add in a
combos that add
character.
in. But I wouldn't mind a Tekken character. As long as his combos don't last half an hour, I'm fine with it.
That's true. And it is a cool thing about Smash Bros. As well. Because some Nintendo games, when they were released over here or America, it actually tells us about some characters. Like, before that game, I never heard of people like Nez and that sort of thing.
Yeah, Ness and Ice Climbers. I've never heard of the Ice Climbers.
Well, I've never
And he's
really
like, no, I can name the individual ones, Popo and Nana. I would have never known they were called Popo and Nana if it wasn't for Smash Bros.
No, it's the first game I actually really played the actual game as well, because in Brawl, you can place like some demos of the games. It's just like...
Oh yeah, no, I keep forgetting about that feature. It's very good fun. It's very fun, just like going back and playing like Star Fox on your Wii.
Yeah, for like 5 minutes, but it's still cool. What, the original Star Fox or 64?
I think it's Star Fox 64. Or is this? No, it is the original Star Fox actually on the I can't remember what feature they called it.
I can't either. It's like the virtual console, but not really. It's
Yeah.
like the virtual. It's the virtual game.
Anyway, next one.
Next one. My next one is GTA Vice City. This is honestly my favourite GTA game. Yes, I played some of the recent ones, and yes, I played GTA 3, but with Vice City, I just loved it. I loved the soundtrack, I loved the setting, I loved the characters, like you had Radio to Tommy Vercetti, and the voice acting was in that game was just amazing, and the missions were really good fun as well. There's only one mission I didn't like in that game, it's the one, have you played Vice City before?
My entire experience of Vice City is when I was about 12, maybe earlier. No, it would have been 12. Yeah. My next door neighbour had Vice City.
Ah, cool.
And my mum was very strict on not letting me play 18 games, so I kind of sneak around his house sometimes and just go play Vice City and just mess around and shoot civilians out because I was a horrible child. Yeah, so that's my entire experience. I never got to experience any of the story or great voice acting you're talking about. It's like, oh my god, I have a gun in a game. Shoot people.
Yeah, there's a level where you work for this guy, like the cowboy guy who owns all that the property person. You have to basically go up and blow a building, and that level was really annoying because I didn't really like controlling the helicopter. But overall, the game's really good. It's really good fun. Some of the vigilante and paramedic levels are really good fun, and also you get to drive a tank. So
I've
you get
had
6
nothing but
stars.
praise for that game. So
I honestly preferred it more to San Andreas and GTA 4. I just think if they made a remake of that game for the PS3, I'll be very happy.
yeah, I mean, I did try playing GTA 4, and I enjoyed what I played, but I got bored of that game pretty quick.
Like Sarah Breen said, it's one of those games which is like you drive slow, you don't want to ruin anything else, and suddenly you lose and you have to do it at level. Or at least in Vice City,
Yeah.
I don't mind if I lose because it's not. It's a fun game that it takes you a couple minutes to get there, and you know it's just a load of fun.
I have to say one of the best features about Grand Theft Auto 4 was when you die and have to drive back and listen to the whole conversation again. The conversation changes.
Really?
So, like, it only changes like once or twice. So
that's quite good though.
it's a good feature, but sometimes it's just like, now I kind of want to die to see what else they'd say.
You'd say about 5.
No, honestly, no. I've kind of lost interest in Grand Theft Auto personally. I know some people absolutely love it, and I respect that, but it's just not my type of game really. And yeah, on to my next game choice. That would be Fable, the first one on the Xbox. And again, this is like my first experience on an Xbox really, was Fable. Because my stepbrother owned an Xbox, and I just played the hell out of Fable. And I think it was like one of my first like really proper RPGs.
Okay.
Just like, and that stepping stone of just like slight RPG action elements has just catapulted me into just playing so many more RPGs now. Like, I'm a huge fan of RPGs because of Fable.
That's cool. Do you like games like that, or do you prefer the time or the? That's a serious question. Of course, you like turn-based games like Pokemon. That's a ridiculous question to ask.
But it's just like Pokemon, like, just got me into Pokemon. It's like I didn't really play any other.
Oh, so you didn't play like Final Fantasy and that sort of stuff?
No, because I didn't see Pokemon as an RPG. But Fable was the first game that showed me this is how an RPG is. You have a character and you build him and you build up his stats and buy all this stuff and interact with people, and it's just like.
And then because of that, you see Pokemon as an RPG.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't play Fable, I just like Pokemon's Pokemon. It's not an RPG. It's just Pokemon.
True.
But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of fond memories of that game, and the story was surprisingly good.
That's cool.
Just
so you think it's the best one out of all of them, then, basically?
It's the one that's had the most influence on me. Fable 2 was a very good game, but they kind of started to dumb things down a little bit. And it's just like, it kind of lost some of its RPG-ness.
True. And we blame COD for that. Damn you, COD.
I don't blame COD for that. I blame Molyneux trying to account for casual people.
Yeah, but because of COD and casual people...
Molyneux said, like, it needs to be accessible, it needs to be accessible, it needs to be accessible. You can make it accessible and deep.
Yeah, of course.
The idea is you need to make it accessible, but keep all that high-end stuff. Make it so it's not necessary. Like, not, you don't have to do it to progress through everything in the game. You don't have to do it to see everything in the game.
Yeah.
But still have it in there so that people like me can customize our characters and tailor them and make them just a mage and make that still interesting, rather than just hold B to win, hold B to win, hold B to win. That's how mages are in Fable 2 and 3.
Really?
It's really boring. Just hold B to win. That's it. It's dumb. Stupid.
Damn you, Molyneux. Damn you.
Why can't we get the game that's in that man's head? Why can't he just turn that game into a game? It's very annoying.
He made some very good games, so Dungeon Keeper.
Oh, that man has a
game.
beautiful vision. It's just he can never seem to get that beautiful vision into a workable game because of time and money.
Yes.
Time and money, those things are always getting in the way, aren't they?
Yeah, no, man. But you got other games like Bioshock, Aliens being delayed because they want to add more time to make it better. So
yes, which is
it
exactly
kind
what
of
they should do.
like works in like a roundabout, doesn't it? Like one thing is like you have to take it out and make it really quickly. Other things is like take as long as you want, then we can make it better. It's like that's one of the reasons I'm not really much a fan of even though apparently it's supposed to be really good games, Bethesda's games, but just because they have so many bugs and so many things, it's like you have to have patch after patch after patch to really play it properly.
They never seem to test those games.
It's like, but why do you not test the games where it's like so many people are going to be playing it? Why not test them?
They do test them. They just don't have enough. They need more testing.
Totally. Silly people.
Anyway, your next choice.
Okay, my next choice, Double Dragon. One of the first ever beat 'em ups, in the sense where it's beat 'em ups where you go around and you beat people up, not in fighting games.
Side-scrollings.
Yeah, side-scrolling beat 'em up, not in the same way as beat 'em ups would be in fighting games. That's one of the things I got a bit confused about with that whole sort of, like they were called beat 'em ups and now they're fighting games. That's beat 'em ups. It's just a bit strange.
Yeah, fighting games where you have two characters, 2 health bars, go at it.
And beat 'em ups is where you have one character and you fight different people, like in Ninja Soldier you fight foot soldiers. In this game, you fight different thugs, and basically the plot of the game is you have to go and see the girlfriend. You basically begin the game with punch your stomach,
gets punched in the kidneys,
and get taken away. So you as Billy and Jimmy Lee have to go and save her. The music's really good in that game as well. That's one of the reasons I love that game as well, just the music
Isn't
and the
the
game.
final boss of that game like a guy in a wheelchair or something?
No, that's Streets of Rage.
Oh, okay.
The final boss is if you're one person, it's just a guy with a gun you have to beat, and then if you win with 2 people, you have to fight each other, and whoever wins gets the girl.
Oh, okay.
So basically, let's say for example, your character has 1 bar of health, and your person you're playing with has all his health. The person with 1 bar of health would lose, which is quite cool because it adds a kind of a 2-player versus mode into it as well. So. But it's a really good game though. I remember playing it originally on the NES, and the soundtrack to the game is really good. And I actually prefer it more to the arcade version of the soundtrack.
Fair enough.
Really
Haven't
good game.
played the game personally.
Really?
No, seen a lot about it, heard a lot about it.
Oh, I've got it on my Wii. You have to I have to let you play it, dude. Good game.
Can do.
I've also got the NES game as Ninja Turtles NES, what I mentioned earlier, that you can play as well. So yeah, got some good games.
Nice. So my last choice would be Team Fortress 2, and I played a lot of multiplayer shooters, but Team Fortress 2 was like the one which like opened my eyes to being like competitive shooters can actually be fun and interesting and cartoony, and it's a really, really, really fun game. And the thing I enjoy most about it is that you've got 9 classes, all of which have very different play styles. And just by simply choosing a separate class, you can change the way you're playing the game.
That's
completely
cool.
change your enjoyment and the way you're playing. Like Spy is one of the most unique classes in any shooter I've ever seen.
Really, that's cool.
Mainly because your gun, you don't really use your gun that much.
You have a knife.
You have a knife, and you have your invisibility cloak, and you have the ability to disguise yourself as enemy teammates.
I saw that. That's
So
cool.
the idea is you use your invisibility cloak to get behind enemy lines, uncloak, disguise yourself as someone fitting, and then just sneak up behind someone and just kill them instantly with the knife, and it's an invisibility cloak and walk away like nothing happened.
And the humour's really funny as well.
Oh yeah, it's a really funny game. Just like, and the way they've built up all the characters into actual characters, it's just like you're not Faceless Soldier number 274. You are the Heavy, a Russian guy who loves fighting and loves eating sandwiches.
Yes.
And is hugely protective of his gun. You do not touch his gun.
Okay. Don't worry,
I
won't touch your gun.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like all of the videos they've like produced, like they've made a meet the video for every class now.
I've seen
And
them.
they've all just got so much characterization, so much humour.
That's cool.
If anything, oh, and the best thing of all, game's free.
That's
Completely free to play. I love
what,
it.
both Mac and
on
PC?
Mac and PC. There's no
Nice.
reason you shouldn't get that game. Unless you're playing on like a Commodore 64 and your laptop is that terrible, then yeah, fair enough, don't play it. But yeah, get Team Fortress 2. Costs nothing. It's beautiful. Anyway, I think that's all our games.
Yeah,
I think that's all for this episode of Geekamania.
So cheers guys, hope you enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
take care and stay geeky.
See you later.